Hello, everybody. How are we? I say we because that's you, that's me, and I've got a cat sitting here with me. So, happy Friday. Happy almost full moon partial lunar eclipse. Happy all the cosmic craziness that we've been talking about for a while. I want to know how you are. I'll tell you how I am in a moment. But if it's your first time watching, my name is Tina Marie, and I come on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to pull some cards to share with you what I've received in meditation of how we can really navigate the energies together. But I always ask, what is it that we need to know? And the we is the you and the me and whoever you share to. So I do always ask that if you do like the messages and you think somebody can really use it, to please pass it along. Helps me out. Hey guys, you're all popping on already. Happy weekend. Hey Maureen, hey Paige. Quick few announcements and then I will dive right in. Ellen, I finally got you live. Ellen is in New Zealand, so it's Saturday there. Happy Saturday. I forgot. I really should make sure I say just happy day. How about that? Hey, Teresa. Hey, Amanda. Hey, Thelma. So, Monday, in honor of this full moon lunar eclipse, I'm going to have a webinar. I've kept it really affordable. It's going to be about an hour. And a lot of you have been asking about these Kundalini meditations, some of the breathing work, some of the mantras. So I'm going to teach you. It's going to be a webinar so you can see me. So I can show you the mudras. We can chant together. And then I'll lead you into a guided healing meditation. So we'll have the energy of that full moon, the eclipses, which are all about change and transformation. And then you'll get the recording too. So if you can't be live with us, you can always just get the recording. It'll be a visual recording and audio. Okay? So that is Monday, if you're going to be live with us, it's at 3. And then Wednesday night is another Angel Forum webinar because you guys keep asking. Also really affordable. And that's if you want a personal reading and a meditation and healing also. And so I'll put the links over there. Okay. So, lots of stuff is coming up. And it's going to be different for everyone, possibly every minute, every hour. Depends on how sensitive you are. I have a dear friend that I saw posted. Her name is Laurel, and she said, has anyone just felt sorrow? The last few hours I've just felt extreme sorrow, and I had to check in to see if it was mine. And I have felt rage and anger. I've had to laugh at myself. Like, literally, like, stupid things. Just, I caught my finger in the door, and that just made me so angry, aside from the fact that it hurt. And then I just was ranting, cursing, every curse word I could think of just to get it out. And I had to just step back and just be like, where the hell did that come from? So, don't beat yourself up if these things are happening. Remember, we've been talking about not only this full moon that's coming up, the eclipse season, which, as I said, brings about change. We will be having almost 6 planetary bodies moving retrograde. That means they're moving the opposite direction. And when this happens, it's a chance to review. We talked about this the other day. It's about really getting clear and honoring the stuff that's coming up and expressing it. Don't hold it in. Allow it to have a voice and an expression. Now, the fears that are coming up, don't get scared. Well, let's talk about this. I was writing earlier. I'm going to be posting it on Instagram. And in my journal, I started to write how our fears are so much scarier in our mind. And this all has to do with change. Because that's what's happening. The heavier stuff's coming up. It's bubbling up. And it's stuff that we've been holding in for a long time, and probably stuff that we haven't realized that we have been. And these rules that we put on ourselves and these beliefs that we've been holding on to that aren't even true. And it's time to just really get still. And as you've always heard me say, become that observer and watch it. What happens when we get into the fear? You guys, it is always worse in our minds. It's like a horror film. We create a horror film, don't we? By repeating it over and over, and this could happen, and what if, and then there's this angst and this anxiety, and it weighs us down, and then guess what? You're not attracting what you want. You're actually attracting more of what you don't want. So I'm going to show you a picture. I hope it'll come through on here. Now this is a beetle. I told you about it a while ago. This was a beetle flying around that it was kind of comical. I was really scared because I don't like bugs. And I didn't know if it was going to be something that's just going to sting me. Well, it landed on Billy, and for an hour it stayed on Billy's finger. Now look at the other side of the beetle. Look at his little cute face. You guys, what if we looked at our fears as, oh, wow, you're, like, let's flip them around. What if your fears were inviting you in so that you could align with your soul, turn inward and realize, oh, ooh, I have the strength. I'm already equipped with all of the tools necessary to overcome this. I just didn't realize it because I'm all hooked into all of the horror film that I've created and that I'm putting out there. Oh my gosh, I mean, this is on the other side. I know it's a silly example, but how cute is he? Would you ever think when these things are flying around that they could have these little faces? And it's actually a really great picture. I feel, you know, how cool is that? It's Billy in the background. So when you can embrace all of this and do this little dance and song and just trust that, wait a second, the very thing that's happening right now, I may have the image and likeness of the Creator. So whether you call the Creator God, as I do, or love, or spirit, it's eternal. It's all-knowing. It is strength. It is peace. It is harmony. It's within you. So you've already been created with the very thing that you need to help you through whatever you're going through. Now, someone else had asked on the last live, we talked about being yourself, remember? Being yourself is not being afraid to just be in a full expression. And I think it was, oh, I forgot her name. She said, how do you handle other people's criticism of you when you are being you? Now, when you are not being you, you're caught up in those fears and anxieties, and then you're not really, you care too much what people think. When you are completely being you, and you are confident, you don't care what anybody thinks. So that's the first part of that answer to that question. When you are so confirmed in who you are, you're confident, you're beaming, you're just in the flow of, yeah, this is me, this is my life. I'm here and I'm trusting and I'm allowing and I'm not perfect and that's okay. And whatever you say about me has nothing to do with me. And you don't care. Now, when you do care, it means you're not being you. It means that there's something that, you know, they're reflecting back at you that you're buying into that isn't true. The other part of the answer to the question is whatever they are criticizing about has nothing to do with you. Absolutely nothing to do with you. It's their own projection of whatever they have going on. So when you can just affirm that, and I know it's hard because we're sensitive people. You're talking to one of the most sensitive people out there. My feelings get hurt so easily. And then I have to pull it back and just say, okay, like this has nothing to do with you. And when you can zoom out and see a different perspective, it's so clear. Oh gosh, they're just jealous. Oh gosh, they're putting their insecurities on me. It's going through their filter. Okay? So I want you to go into this weekend, and I'm going to share the cards with you now, with this mantra, blah, 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 blah. Let's backtrack. This mantra in mind, or affirmation. My life is lived in full alignment with the passion of my soul. Good one, right? My life is lived in full alignment with the passion of my soul. If you start putting that out there, along with your vision and aligning with your vision, things are going to shift and change. My life is lived in full alignment with the passion of my soul. So the things that are out of alignment start to fall away. And that's okay. The eclipse energy and the full moon energy is going to help with that. The change is coming. So you don't have to be afraid of it. It's nothing to be fearful of. This is what you've asked for. You've actually prayed for this. You just didn't expect it to come in the form of fear or change. Because fear and change in your mind are these terrible things when they're really not. Remember, the fear is just that little beetle on the other side. We just don't look at it. We don't flip it. Okay, we want to start to flip it. Now let's look at the cards. They're perfect. Thank you, Ellen. Yeah, good affirmation, right? It's an old one that I wrote, and I found it and said, hey, an oldie but goodie. Let's bring it back. All right, you guys, ready? Angel of Relaxation. It says, let go of desired outcomes, and you will get what you want. So I just see the let go, and I see relax. Two things I know I need to remind myself of all the time, okay? So we're in this together. Like, I had a client the other day. Oh, gosh. And she was just so stressed. It just kept going back to the stress. Kept going back to the stress. And I kept trying to help her see, you're trying too hard. Stop. Relax. Take a step back. But this and but that. All those but this and that. That's you getting caught up in the fear and the anxiety. That's never going to get you anywhere. So what if we relaxed? You know, what if we just did the very thing that is opposite what we would normally do? We want to create this change. We want to embrace it, right? We have to do something different. We can't respond to it the same way. Next card, and it was upside down. And it's perfect. It says growing. And it was reversed. And I go, I looked at it and was like, that's perfect. We're growing together. We're unfolding, we're evolving. But we're in a time where things are speeding up, which means that our dreams, our manifestations can happen like this if we get out of our own way. So we have to realize we're growing through everything we're going through. The reason it's in reversed is because we're getting stuck in it. We're getting caught up. We're going into blame. We're going into the frustration. And we think that it's all happening to us. You've heard me say it before. This is where we want to say, this is for me right now. Thank you. How can I now realize, if I just turn this around, this is a message for me? Okay. I was in rage and anger before. You know what I did? I put on music and I danced. And then I laughed. I was like, great. I shook it off. No big deal. Let's not dwell in it. Okay? You're being asked to expand your thinking. Okay? Now we got a lot of blue coming up. You're being encouraged to expand your thinking. So what this means is the same thing. If the fear is there, the anxiety, the rage, the sorrow, first check in. Is it mine? It may not be yours. Then, okay, is there a message for me here? Is there something I need to feel or express? I have the webinar coming up Monday. We're going to be doing breathing and chanting meditations. There's thousands and thousands of them. I'm going to pick my favorites. We're going to do them. So maybe you go in and you do something like this to shift the energy. This is where you're being encouraged to step out of what you normally do. Because what you normally do isn't working. If it is working, keep doing it. But my feeling is it probably isn't. And so you have to do something different. You want to get something different, you have to do something different. Expand. See it from a different perspective. Do something different. Be in a different state. Here we talk about this all the time, but I love it. Seek your answers within. And look at that. There's this bear. Look at that little bear holding a heart. The bear looks so sweet. But this is where, and I'm going to tell you now, I've meditated in little increments, probably about 10 times today, and it's only 3 o'clock. When I say, sometimes it was like 3 minutes. Earlier this morning, it was a longer one. And it's because it's like I need to keep plugging in. One time I just went and stood right outside here on my little deck and yard. And I just looked out. That was the way I meditated. So I don't necessarily mean it has to be some structured thing. But that's a way, even with your eyes open, that you can go within. Okay? So we're letting go of our connections to what fear is. Or, what these different things are. Let's just throw that away and go within to get the new perspective. And then last but not least, I asked which goddess wanted to work with us, and it's so perfect. Kuan Yin. Peace, mercy, compassion. So whether you align with Mother Mary or Kuan Yin, it's that energy of the divine feminine, the mother, the nurturer. This is what you want to do with yourself. In another live, we talked about it. Have you yourself be your own child. And how would you treat that little girl or that little boy? Oh, you're angry? Okay, what are you angry about? Maybe write it out, express it out. Call on the Divine Mother, call on Kuan Yin. Her name means she who hears the cries of the world. She's a bodhisattva. That means that she can ascend. She's already reached enlightenment. But rather than ascend, she's waiting around for the rest of humanity to become enlightened. I mean, is that the ultimate compassion or what? She hears your cries. She's an aspect of you. So how can you align with this energy? Okay? So that's what we got going into the weekend. It's a lot, right? I always feel like a lot of times it's the same stuff, but I feel like, you know what? I need to hear it again. So thank you all for being here. Remember, my life is lived in full alignment with the passion of my soul. I'll put the links in here if you want to join us for the webinar, whether it's the recording or not, or live on Monday. And then Wednesday night is we only have a few spots left. That's the when you get a personal reading over and over and over, because I give it to everyone. And please share this. That would help me out so much. So you guys, my website's tinamarie444.com if you want to join the mailing list, if you want a private session. Otherwise, I do hold you in prayer. I do every day. Send you so much love. And I'll be back Monday for the full moon. Okay? Take care of yourself.